All right, there we go. We are live. Hello and welcome back to my dungeon. My Lego custom building room. Got parts in the background. This is all a temporary setup right here, but it's better than significantly disrupting my entire review setup just to do one of these videos here. So, we're going to be talking once again today about Monkey Kid. Because finally, Lego has bestowed upon us the right to talk about Monkey Kid. And I'm going to say Monkey King accidentally many times because I just keep confusing that because I've been saying Monkey King my entire life, but Monkey Kid is a new thing to me. This is where the fun begins. Hello, Cassiano. Where do I belong? Well, hello to everybody. A bunch of people waiting. Excellent. So the reason that I want to do this, like I said, Lego, they finally revealed this stuff and also revealed that the products were already made and had already been shipped out to some stores and to their own stores, and they're ready to ship products within 1 to 2 days of the official reveal. And they are no longer going around with their lawyers and their whips and taking down the pictures from everybody who posted up the pictures that were publicly released. Anyway, but the main reason that I want to go through this is not just to show the pictures again, now that they are in much higher quality, like much higher quality, but to talk about the prices. Because I went through this once before, and then I had to take down the video after like a day, because Lego was, like I said, going around with their lawyers and their whips. But during that video, I talked about how the prices that were listed initially didn't seem right. And I was all but positive that those prices were incorrect, and how wrong I was. I was completely wrong, because the prices listed were correct and they are insane. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the chat window off to the right. I'm going to follow it out of the corner of my eye just a little bit. Who bought these? I bought them. I bought them last night off the Lego website. Spent $650 on these sets. So here's what we're looking at. The prices of these sets make my eyes water, says the Ghost Rider. So expensive. Yes. Hello, Matthew. Hello, everyone in the chat. Wow. We are actually, that escalated quickly. So let's just go ahead and go through them. Too much money. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, wow, these are expensive. And I'm with a lot of you. This is the cheapest set right here, and these pictures are so much nicer. I really like these. These photos are good. They're crisp. And they really show you what you're actually getting, They're actual photographs and not just renders and such. So this one right here, again, White Dragon Horse Bike, 259 pieces. It's the small one. It's the cheap one. It's $35. On a price to part ratio basis, you would expect this to be like 25, maybe 30. Had it been Ninjago, wouldn't it have been like 30? Don't you think? For what we're seeing right here. Oops, that's too small. Whoa, no. Oh, where did these tiny pictures come from? Well, that kind of ruins everything, doesn't it? I got some tiny pictures for this one set, it looks like. I don't know how that happened. I apologize for that. But you can see the full thing here. And, I've talked about this before, and this is the smallest set, the one that the least people are probably interested in. Got a little bit of a horse motif going on there that's actually going to be shared with one other set. We'll see like a smaller version of this. Boat is cool. Might get the cheap one. Needs a cheaper entry-level set. Django High 5. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, price would be like $30 for a Ninjago, says Sangre Gato. Does the kid have headphones? Yes, he does, and they're around his neck. It's a new piece. It's a separate piece. So you can bet that Lego will be doing that part, in other colors in the future, which is great, right? That's always one of the most exciting things about new themes. Even if you don't like the theme itself, they introduce new parts and or new colors. Probably the thing that most people are excited about in this theme is the longer lightsaber blade. It's a new piece, and it's more symmetrical than any that they've done before. It's longer. It will be useful for things like Darth Maul. And I'm surprised that he's actually got his hands on the bar on both ends of it. I was not expecting that. They use so many new pieces and minifigure quality is so good. I can understand the pretty much Star Wars pricing, says Mr. Kaboom. What's the story? Characters? It's based off of Journey to the West and the ancient stories of Monkey King. And this is supposed to be like a spin-off from Monkey King. And they've gone through, many different iterations of that in many countries. Monkey King is my fam. This set would have been $20 3 or 4 years ago. Agreed. This will not do well with the prices, especially with the virus killing the economy. Thought the headphones would be used for Parker. The mech is all that I'm interested in. Not a blade, it's a hilt. Did I say blade? If I said blade, I didn't mean to, and you are correct. It should be the hilt. Girl hair looks like Rose Tico from Star Wars. Is that the same? Did they use that exact same piece for her? I thought this was a new one. Not a big mech guy. All right, so it's an anime too. Right. So they also revealed that they are indeed going to be making a TV show, and it's not using the 3D style like Ninjago. It's using a 2D style, which I think is superior for the action style that they're going for. Well, they'll be doing more deformations and having a little bit more fun with it, I think. This is a different hair mold. I thought so. It is a new piece. All right. Is the staff a new 5-long bar piece? Well, that could answer that, couldn't it? I'm not sure about that. But are you onto something there? Because I think this is a 3-long right here, right? Is that longer? Interesting. Those headphones will definitely be in a CMF. Is it an original theme? Not entirely original. It's derivative. Did you really just invoke her name? When's the show coming? I didn't see when the show is going to be coming. But let's move on. Iron Bull tank here. 430 pieces. Okay. It's a fair step up from $259 to $430. Maybe there could have been something in between, especially with the $35 set being the cheapest one. Maybe in Wave 2 they'll have some cheaper ones. But this is $50. And on a price to part ratio basis, if this has some big pieces in it, and having the big fig, this one I think might actually be reasonable. It has some of the highest potential to be a reasonable price, to be a reasonable value for what you get if you like it. I kind of like these barrels that come out. The action feature here is it's a thing, It's a thing. I'm personally not that big of a fan of this vehicle here. I probably like it a little bit less now, seeing it in high quality than I did before, because previously we mostly saw this, and with that perspective there, this is that's a long lens that we used for this picture, and it makes it look kind of like a G.I. Joe HISS tank with all that angle, but then when you really see it, it's not really there. Like, it doesn't have the dynamic look, in my opinion. Handle is 4 long. I have the CMF Monkey King. It's a bit longer. The price of this one is actually okay, to be honest. When am I going to review the sets? I'm going to review the sets as soon as I can get them. I ordered them once they became available. No Lego stores are open in my state, or most states for that matter. Still, most of the country is still under full or aggressive partial lockdown or non-essential cut down. Citizens of New Jiang City following lockdown rules. No lockdown in New Jiang City. No problem there. Do I think this will go together with Ninjago just fine? I have a feeling that they are going to they are going to separate them enough. They're going to try hard to not have a lot of overlap between them. Still trapped in the warehouse? Yep. So, yeah, overall, this set has a couple of good figures. The price might be okay. I don't know how desirable this is going to be to people in general, but at least the value is not that big of a deal. So, just a better look at the pictures, or at the figures here. I do hope that this is going to be a separate piece. I think it should be a separate piece. That will go over him. Animation would not raise prices, correct. What is his weapon? I almost feel like it's trying to be like a spade. Then I don't know what this is up here. It's like a staff weapon of some sort with a bludgeoning end. I am out of sync, says one person repeatedly. Okay, that's going to happen. It'll be in sync for some people, out of sync for others. I will get it a little bit better in the future. This is yet again another new bit of tech combination, but it'll improve over time. Every single set from this theme so far includes a brick separator, except for the poly bag. Thoughts on the show? I'm looking forward to it. Anyone who is very out of sync, refresh your page. The beads are not separate. Weak. Oh, so it's not dual molded, is it? Because it definitely looks like it's added on, but maybe it's just adhered in. Because this is dual molded in. The orange is dual molded in. Or is that just a separate hairpiece entirely? Do not like this theme. Bowls have blank orange heads. That is disappointing. Think they should have split this wave in two and done some cheaper ones. Am I okay with higher prices if set quality goes up? I feel like Lego's standard set quality was already good. It's gone down a bit, with part quality. Their set quality overall, it's like design is good. But I feel like it doesn't need to get any better, and thus I feel like prices don't need to go up. It would be difficult for them, I think, in my eyes, to justify raising prices while still putting out stuff at their current level. They'd have to go to another level in some way with complexity or materials or high level of printing or something. Something would have to get much better. Pretty sure the beads are molded in and the beard is a separate piece. Okay. Akira bike reference incoming. Is Lego getting rid of minifigs? What? Look up Monkey King 2. Xiao Wujing has the same weapon. All right. So just moving on. Monkey Kids Cloud Jet. This one has 529 pieces. I don't know why this particular picture doesn't have the count on it, but this one goes for $60. 60. Again, price to part ratio basis is not that bad. 529 pieces, $60. My question is, how big is this going to look in person? There are some pictures that I didn't bring in here that show them being played with by kids, and stuff like that can be manipulated by having small kids. Just being honest, just like with the fast food companies, they always pick people with really small hands to make the burgers look extra big, stuff like that. So you can't go by that. You can somewhat go by the size of minifigures because that's pretty standard. But I still personally don't have a good feel and mental idea of how large this whole set will be. I think it looks really good. Like I mentioned before, I like its design elements. I like how the Akira bike can extend out from it. I like these pieces. I like how these bars were set in there. I don't like how many stickers this has. Look at how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've seen at least 20 stickers just on this, not including the bike. That's a lot of stickers. Fortunately, the color scheme here looks pretty strong. It looked good in the tiny pictures, and it still looks pretty strong now that we're seeing this in full form. Thank you very much in the super chat. Stickler for Bricks just says, Jang, love the content. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much for that. Do I think this has potential as a Ninjago killer? I think there's a little bit of potential for that, but it has to be done really well. I have to wait to actually see the tune, because there is potential for the series, the TV series for this to be really dynamite, to be really, really good, while Ninjago is kind of struggling. Ninjago is kind of reaching for new ideas and trying to remain relevant after having used so many ideas in so many different ways with the same team. So there is a little bit of potential here, but I wouldn't count on it just yet. And I don't think that Lego thinks of this as a Ninjago killer. They revealed a new poly bag from Monkey Kid as well. Thank you, X-Minty, for your super chat right there. And thank you guys very much. Let me just get caught up real quick, just a little bit on some of the other ones. Do I think they could bring Nexo Knights or something like it will come back? With as many people as are asking for Castle or Pirates, they could do something inspired by one of those classic lines again, but probably being a little bit closer, probably being a little bit more, a little bit less stylized, I would say. Not mixing future and retro at the same time. Really like the Cloud Jet, but not for $60. Background of the set could possibly be the animation style for the show. Go out on YouTube and just look for Monkey Kid trailer or Monkey Kid teaser. They have both. There's a teaser and there's a trailer, and it'll show you the exact style. So you can start to get a real taste of it. Sets are decent, just depends if you like the Chinese influence of the theme. If you like Wukong, Pigsy, Sandy, and Tripataka, you will like these sets. I don't think you have to like those in particular, to be honest. Especially once the show gets going. I think the show will bring up to speed a lot of people who have no idea the background of the journey to the West and have had no contact with it in their lives in the past. Really love these sets, but the prices are outrageous for what you're building. New molds, unique pieces, but parents might skip over these for their kids. Speaking of fast food advertising, the color scheme reminds me of McDonald's French fries. Yeah. I see it. Hope they don't get rid of Ninjago. I don't think that this would cause the end of Ninjago. If Ninjago would end, it would be on its own accord for its own reasons. And then Matthew Shakespeare, as someone with no idea about the media properties, this line is just insanely similar to Ninjago. It just looks like a wave of that odd business decision. I can see that for a number of reasons, and not just the fact that both are inspired by Asian mythology. You look at the designs, and you look at the combination of old and new and futuristic. There are definitely a lot of things that are very similar there, and you start to see some trends where it looks like Lego, has their certain ideas for how things happen. They're vehicles that come together. You have a flyer and you have a motorcycle, and the motorcycle is big and it holds itself up because it's using those exact same wheels. There are definite commonalities that start to come into play. I think that's a valid question. Could have used a canopy for the jet. I agree. Stickers galore indeed. It's like Ninjago but more colorful. Ninjago or Monkey Kid Me meets Ninjago. This could end up crossing over with Ninjago. This could be one of the realms. I think the theme draws me because it's very colorful and varied. I think Lego did a great job at creating the bright, colorful sets, and the new pieces look great and creative. Love the headphones and the hair with bandana. So there's definitely some interest in this that's out there. Does this theme resonate a little bit of Thor Ragnarok energy for anyone else? That's a question from George Linford out to the chat. Feel free to answer that. That's interesting. Imagine if this was an Indian-inspired theme instead of Chinese. That would be different from Ninjago more substantially. Am I the only one that this reminds me of Beyond Good and Evil, the game? I'd love to see a crossover. These sets are a bit cheaper in Mexico. Good. I'm happy with them being cheaper anywhere. For example, Pigsy's food truck here, Bajie's food truck is 832 pieces. Would never have expected it to have that many pieces, but look at the size. That's 8 studs right there. There's 10, and then you go farther beyond that, plus building on the side, up on top. So 832 pieces, and it costs $70. Again, looking at the price. Looking at the number of pieces, kind of makes sense. But for the amount of stuff that you ultimately get here, does it add up? $70 for a food truck and a couple of little motorcycles. Like, forget about the little motorcycles. That's almost included in the price. It's $70 for this food truck. It's a very big food truck, and it opens up on both sides. And it's detailed on both sides. Look, you've got door, storage, panels, room for minifigures to actually stand in there, room for accessories to be held in there, and you've got the food service on the other side with room for minifigures inside. More details inside again. A bowl, pan, stovetop, storage, accessories, food. There's a lot of detail in there. I personally don't like how this looks, but it's just because the fender is gone. Truck looks relatively small for the price. Still better than the minifigures of the piggies from Angry Birds. Talking about Baji here. Value doesn't seem to be there for the volume. Exoskelebot, thank you very much for your support there. Excellent videos. Been watching for a long time. I appreciate that. Is that an actual mirror on the side or just a trans piece? It should be just trans clear. Do we get to see it from any other angle? No, I think it's just a trans clear 1x2 tile with the new material. I think that might be a print right there. This piece. But you can see that's a sticker. That's printed, right? Do I think they could have printed more things? Yeah, when you get to a certain point, even I, who is very forgiving of stickers, get tired of stickers when there are just so many of them. I didn't even realize that right there. Look at that. That is actually upside down because all of this folds away. This whole panel here folds away, so that's an inverted slope. I didn't realize that before. I also didn't realize that this is one of those small doors typically used on the backs of trucks. It's 3 studs wide, so that probably folds down from the ceiling. It's actually a lot of pieces, over 800 indeed. Why is a pig selling hot dogs? Yeah, I hope it's not pig meat. Probably is. It's probably irony, because he's not a pig. He's a pig man. Price to part ratio isn't bad for most of the sets. They're just bigger than they need to be, and that drives up the price. Headband and hair combo reminds me of Naruto. Wish it was more historical and fantasy. I've seen a lot of people asking about that, or commenting about that, and the question is, would that stuff sell as much to kids? They're going for kids with this theme. Look at the cartoon that they've teased already. They're going for kids, and are kids that interested in history and accurate history as much as they would be something that's exciting and new and fresh and fun? He's a pigman, yeah, a non-zombie pigman. Time to do a Naruto run. Good Spirited Away possibilities. Not enough buildings in this set, meaning in this theme, agreed. But yeah, so $70 for a food truck. It's just a really big food truck. 10 studs wide plus a lot, The price of this may make more sense to me once I have it in person. But right now, it's still a food truck for $70. And that's rough. That's rough if you ask me. I think this doesn't look so great around the back, strangely. I mean, there's lots of details on the inside, though. That's done pretty well. But so many stickers. Again, figures are pretty good. That is disappointing. Thank you. I forget who that was in the chat. The pig is good. He's a good guy. But whoever that was in chat who pointed out that the bull clones have no print for their heads. They're just plain. They're just basic. Wish it was Chinese castle theme with Wukong. Chinese castles would have been refreshing. Absolutely. Now that I can get behind. Kids or adults, that I can definitely get behind. That is something that a lot of people would really be able to enjoy. They're pricey, but otherwise kind of amazing. Reminds me of Exoforce a bit. Will the truck work with Technic figures? I don't think so. I think it's going to be fairly small and just just large enough for minifigures to work within it. I like how these bikes are being used, I have to say that. Tyler Dimmick says, want to give you credit for what you did. I have built a Venator because of you. Right on. Also, the $35 set will sell because of the dark gray long hilt. Well, congrats on putting together that Venator. I hope that you enjoy it and possibly even consider doing some customization to it to make it even better. Love these sets. Why did they use a basic city face for the civilian in that last set? Would have been better if we got some original basic prints. Always. I don't mind some reuse. It is Lego. I don't mind some reuse, personally. So far, Lego has done an excellent job on their Chinese themed sets. So, Demon Bull King. This is where things start to become difficult because we start to get into the really high prices. 1,051 pieces, though. $90 US. Again, prices, part, makes sense. Doesn't make sense for this size of thing, though. It does come with the light brick. The light brick is going to increase the price, always. And this does look pretty sizable because this is an actual photograph, not a rendering. And there's no super depth to this. There are no camera tricks you can use. It's not taken from above with a wide angle, or there are no camera tricks that can be used here that will make the figure look extra large here. So I think this is legit. I think this is actually a rather large thing. Would never pay that though. Metal beard pieces for the feet, for the toes there. Yes. Hello, stranger pups. I see you there. Bulls remind me of something from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is only like 75 pounds. Okay, well, that's much better. That's much better. $90 US, but if it's 75 pounds, that sounds good to me. That sounds very reasonable. Jacob Beck, hello to you. And he says, hey, Jang, been a fan since day one. Thank you for continuing to inspire me and to continue to collect and enjoy Lego at 26. Well, congratulations to you for having that enjoyment. I'm glad I've been able to contribute to it at all in any way. Exoskelebot, if I didn't say thank you to you, thank you as well. And Apocalypse, thank you as well. George Linford, I look at this and all I think of is, you shall not pass! Very, very Balroggy. Very, very Balroggy. At what point did Lego go mech crazy? That was some years back. I feel like they had Exoforce, and then Exoforce went away, and then people were like, hey, what happened to the mechs? And then it took them a while to catch up, and then finally they really went for it. I'd like to point out that the stickers on the Demon King's legs depict ripped skin and exposed muscle. A bit graphic, maybe? They did that on... they actually did that on some of the Chima stuff, too. Hang on just a second, I gotta send a note here real quick. Nikon Planet Ripple is here. Ninjago eats other aesthetics Lego would usually try. Instead of its own tabletop theme or video game theme, they're just going to make it another Ninjago wave. I'm happy to see something Ninjago hasn't absorbed. Very cool. Is this the bad guy? This is a bad guy thing. Is he huge? It is pretty big because look at the minifigure. That's just a regular size minifigure there. Sorry, had to send a note here. Wish Lego would bring back more classic stuff, just like Dr. Inferno's mech. Even got the flamethrower on the arm. Pig Van is 55 pounds, $70 US. Good. So the UK prices are significantly better. It sounds like significantly better than the typical exchange rate. Stranger Pups, you are very welcome. And Hugo Kaplan. Kaplan? He's Kaplan. Thank you. Mex. So Lego thinks it's 2005? Main character reminds me of the Monkey King from Series 19 minifigure series. Well, there's no accident there. It's supposed to be the... Sorry for leaving this zoomed in for so long. It's supposed to be the son of the Monkey King. The Monkey Kid is the son of the Monkey King. Do I think these sets will do well in the US? I think they might do okay. Depends upon how good the cartoon is. That's my view. That's really going to drive sales up or down either way. Why did Monkey Kid become a theme? People say that it was for Chinese, but then wouldn't that be ignoring every other country as well? I do still think that it's primarily for the China market and for adjacent countries. I think that is the primary reason that they did go in that direction. Hope the cartoon isn't too childish. It might be. I bet you it'll start out more childish than we would like it to be, but it'll probably get a little bit more serious. Hopefully it'll take an arc, kind of like Star Wars Rebels or something like that. It starts out really, really childish and then becomes stronger and becomes more mature, becomes more complete as a story. I will try to watch the cartoon whenever it comes out, whenever it becomes available to me to see. Journey to the West is massive in a lot of East and Southeast Asian countries as well. I remember seeing a Vietnamese Journey to the West movie when I was, it was like mid-80s or something like that. I feel as though the cartoon will be more welcoming to non-Lego fans and animation fans, and that the action is animated very well. I hear you on that. I'm kind of proud of them for what the cartoon is looking like so far, at least visually. Only 3 minifigures, though, in this $90 set. That is rough, and that's something that I don't think makes sense. 3 minifigures in a 1,051 piece set. That, I think, is a tough pill to swallow. Do I think that stud shooters ruin sets? I don't think that stud shooters ruin sets. I think they ruin battle packs. Not even that. I just wish that they didn't solely rely on them. I wish that they would also offer at least 4 minifigures, some more realistic style, even if they're built up, custom built up weapons, especially for like Star Wars battle packs. But I mean, stud shooters work in some cases, and especially if you're going to make like a launcher or something, it works really good. So there's a state tax to pay on top of the U.S. price, and it varies. Love that tuck. So this is Red Sun's Inferno truck. 1,100, 110, 1. It's 1111. 1,111 pieces for this one. $120. So it's another similar price to part ratio that seems like it could be somewhat okay. But brings me again to the question, does this look like $120 worth of stuff? It's nice to see how this splits out. That's one of those Spike Prime. Those are just great wheels and tires. They're fantastic. They're heavy. They're pre-molded. They're reliable. They have good grip. Like, it's just good engineering behind that. I kind of like the cab of the truck, maybe not the color right here. That's maybe a little bit too much. I wish that this would do more on the back. Is there anything else that we can do action-wise? It just kind of swings back and forth. The hook, these are just basic launchers. You just kind of push and you can knock something out. And then this is a 6-stud shooter on the inside, which is fine. But I feel like the truck is not the strongest thing. The main thing that you're paying for here in this $120 set is the truck, and I feel like it's not the strongest thing. I like the tuk-tuk and this little store better myself. Inferno truck looks like an arena war vehicle on GTA 5. The bike horns, yep, for the little bicycle. I like how Lego subtly makes Mad Max inspired sets. Love the build for the laptop piece with the book. Yes, I think we've got a better picture of that coming up. Tuk Tuk looks like the one from Ninjago City Chase. Very close. I mean, it's working. Hello from Poland. Hello back to Poland. Thank you so much for your support. Doesn't the truck's function remind you of the Ultra Stealth Raider from Ninjago? Ultra Stealth Raider. Ultra Stealth Raider. Reminding... I'm trying to... Okay, gotcha. I can see that a bit. I mean, ultimately at this point, most things that Lego does, especially with vehicles, are derivative of things that they have already done. I can see that. Seems like the teal brick separator replaced the orange one. Jackson says, I just watched the trailer and I like the storyline, but I'm not sure if there are enough studs in the show trailer. Yeah, so they're really not going that much for the Lego style. Like, you can recognize that they're trying to represent Lego minifigures, so there's that connection, but they're not trying to make it too Lego-like. They're not trying to sell the products directly. It's more indirect, and it's more about building up the story and getting people interested in the lore of the Monkey Kid as opposed to Monkey King. I think is kind of the way they're doing it, which I think is a good thing. I think I like that. I like this store. It's my personal favorite thing in the set. This store. And I will take it with its stickers and all. Those are stickers as well. You can see those are 3 stickers there, and I'm okay with it because it looks cool. This is worth it to me. Funny little, tiny little security camera outside. Got a TV antenna. Nice young tree over here with the light colored foliage. I wonder how close this is going to be to like some wild area. But I personally like that, and I like this. And there's a better look at the laptop that's built from a book, which totally makes sense. Am I excited for the show? I am. I like the style of the figures themselves in the show. It says humanity. I hear you. I like Karen. What do I think about the series? I think it has some great potential. Store looks great. What part are the panda ears? Oh, yeah. What is that? Are those pans? I think they're just pans. Like griddles. I think that's all they are. See if there's anything else that gives us a better shot of that. Yeah, they're just pans. Don't really have a better shot, but yeah, that's that. Good question. Mad Max Lego theme. Pans, saucepan, frying pan, pan. Pan, pan. Pan, 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 pan. Do you like Dragon Ball? Never watched Dragon Ball. Just haven't had the time for it. That makes it a panda. Sangre Gato wins the day right there. I need to come up with something to do in these chats to give you guys credit for stuff like that. I wish there were more designs for the bull men. My wife's name is Karen. She hates it because she's not a Karen. Sometimes life just pulls things in a way that doesn't coincide with your own version of reality, and you just have to roll with it. You just have to roll with it, because if you fight it, you're just going to be fighting all the time. Sometimes you have to roll with it. Metal Beard's beard on the bike. Oh yes, another one of those. They also use those for the toes of the big bull mech. Do I think this show can rival Ninjago? I think it can, especially today, when Ninjago is kind of on a downswing. I feel, I think it can. I don't know if it will, but it can. It can. They gave bulls different names, but they're all the same because they're clones. They're supposed to be clones. There's a difference for this one, General Ironclad, but they're supposed to be clones. I don't know if they're mechanical at all, like cyborgs. I don't think they are. I think they're organic. But is this my favorite series? Nah, I have to stay with City for my favorite theme in general. So here we go. Side leg printing on the Monkey kit. Here we go though. 1,629 pieces for this mech set. Monkey King Warrior Mech. 1,629 pieces for $150 US. Price to part ratio looks great. And the size of this, it's big. Oh, it's really big. There's a figure, full-size figure, not a kid figure, full-size figure in the hand. And that's even closer to us. So if we see a better picture that's a little bit more fair, you'll see that it's even larger than it appears there. So this is more like it. Mech staff, I wonder how tall that alone is. I love the Wukong giant mech. Mech is the coolest. Yes, those are vinyl pieces, indeed. Too big for shelves. 130 pounds is closer to parity with $150, so not as much of a discount. Take care, stranger pups. Thank you for stopping by. The staff can shrink. You can remove sections from it, which is good. That's important. That's one of the big things of Monkey King's staff, because this staff here is supposed to be the same thing as this. It just grows, and then the mech is able to, wield it. So this is a cloth piece back here. The main cape is cloth, but then this is vinyl. This is vinyl. Those are probably going to be 1 or 2 sheets you pop those out of. Vinyl, 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 vinyl. Lots and lots of stickers. 114 drum lacquered gold pieces in this. The most drum lacquered pieces Lego has ever put into a single set. Part of the reason for it being a little bit on the expensive side, but again, on the price to part ratio basis, it's still pretty good. And I love that drum lacquered gold color, the painted gold color. It's a proper gold. It's very durable for the type of coating that it is. It's very consistent. It has not suffered the same trouble, the same differences and variations that Lego plastics have. You don't have the problem of stickers, of course. It's more consistent than the pearl gold. It's a better hue. It's just better in every way, in my opinion. And there are so many of those pieces, but also a lot of stickers. Pretty sure I could pilot this huge thing. Yeah. Staff looks like a pencil, kind of. Thank you, Shan Skyler, for that. Appreciate that. I like my cargo area as well. 190 Canadian. That is a lot. They're putting their all into this set. This should be the main one. Honestly, I don't think parents are going to pay this much. Again, $150. Look at the little things here. Like that building, that is nice. It's small. I want to see around the back of this, but I really like this. Got the arcade cabinet out front. It's nice to have these better quality pictures available now. Genuinely like the side build more. Are chrome colors entirely discontinued now? I think they do still have some chrome things that they do, like chrome bricks, chrome minifigs for keychains. I think they still do those a little bit. Same gold from the lunar lander. Can the knees bend? It's a good question. So I don't think the knees can bend on the bull mech. On this one, I wouldn't expect them to, because this is just so tall and heavy. I wouldn't expect them to bend here. More metal beard pieces. Could this be comparable to a mech with similar size, Fire Mech or Lloyd's Titan Mech? This might be a little bit larger than the Titan Mech in its overall appearance. Relative to the Fire Mech. The Fire Mech has things that make it look bigger. They're probably similar in height. They're definitely going to be comparable. I'm not sure which one is going to have more of an impact, more of a visual impact. Which is my favorite out of this series. I'll come back to that. Building looks kind of like Takumi's Tofu Shop. Indeed it does. Well spotted. Well spotted. Lego's making so many vehicles that might hurt their sales for other fans, but could be a good compromise. The boat in the Monkey Kid boat is $250 Canadian. Oh my goodness. Mace Windu lived! Yes! Yes! Thank you. That's the best news I've gotten in the... it's the best news I've heard in so long. Mace Windu lived. Thank you for sharing that in the super chat. Thank goodness. I just hope that you're not a cyborg, because I don't like it when Star Wars does the cyborg thing. It's too cheap. What are you these days, Mace? Good to hear from you, though. Really appreciate that. Knees do not bend. There's the shorter version of the staff. Not the best lighting here. Unlimited power! Too many people follow the crowd. So from Ben Dodd. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for inspiring me to never grow up. Right on. Too many people follow the crowd and forget where they came from. Or just forget just having fun. Period. I will never stop loving Lego. Well, it'll be okay if you do. So don't feel bad if you do, if it happens. But I'm glad that you are having fun and holding on to the positivity of Lego and of those things that were made for kids or made from kids. I don't like the lighting that they have here on this. And the tail is awkward to me. It's weird. I don't know if they needed to have that. That building I like that building. The more I look at this building, the more I like it. The more details I recognize or notice. They're just really cool. That mech is wearing a mask. Little side build machine looks like it's from Ultra Agents. Yep. Do I think there will be a second wave for this series? Most definitely. Yeah, the tail. There's a tail on this. Look, it's back there. They just don't show it very much. You can see it's there. Why? I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's just awkward. It doesn't look right on the mech. It doesn't seem necessary to me personally. Pigsy Food Truck, which is by far my favorite from the line, is 90 Canadian, which is why I might barely get it. Glad to see such a great example in you of why it's good to not detach from our childhood. Outdoor arcade cabinet. As far as I know, that's an Asia thing. I was watching an anime. Haven't ever heard of anything like that elsewhere. The building has an interior. Has a little bit. There's some. Tail is for balance. Really excited for this. Wonder if the price is so high to place it as a premium product. Could be. Are there any mechs by Lego with 5 fingers on each hand instead of just 4? I know there has been at least one. I don't remember what it was. I did not see the Monkey Kid live stream launch from Shanghai. Forgetting to talk about the Tiny Mech. Tiny Mech, ladies and gentlemen. I just feel like there's not that much to talk about here. It's a Tiny Mech. And Lego usually does a fine job at Tiny Mechs. I think they've done that again here. Metal beards. Gotta say that. Long lightsaber hilts. Pretty sure that mech is just an enlarged version of the Monkey King himself. Could it be? Could it be? So Monkey King comes floating in on his cloud. I don't know about that though. I mean, he does have the staff. That's interesting. It's an interesting concept. I don't know. I feel like maybe you might be right on that. I'm not sure. It's awkward to me because it's mechanical. It's so mechanical. Oni Mech has 5 fingers. Thought there was another one. Thanos Mech has 5 fingers on the Infinity Gauntlet hand. Mace Windu says, I don't like these sets that much. Some seem too serious for the characters, if that makes sense. I know the original context, but it seems like it's either too serious or not serious enough. You can see Monkey Kid in the cockpit, right? He can duplicate himself. Ah. Well, that could make sense. If he duplicated himself, made one version of himself into a mech form, expanded it out, gave that one the real staff. Is Pigsy's head the same one as Spider-Ham? I'm not sure about that. I'll have to go back and look. No, Monkey King is not the same as the CMF version. Definitely not. It's very distinct from that. Why did Monster Fighters only have one wave? Yeah, good question. All right, final one. Monkey Kid's Team Secret Headquarters. 1,959 pieces. I still can't get over that part count when so much of this looks like it's made from large pieces. And it's $170. Lego Store exclusive, or will it hit Walmart shelves? I don't know. Essentially, the dude goes inside the dude and controls the dude. Right. Correct, Andrew Skinner. I'm the dude inside the dude controlling the other dude. 150 pounds. That's... I mean, at least it's not 165 pounds or 170 pounds like they would do on the exchange rates on some of these, which, you know, obviously is not fair. But it's still not better, right? When will I do the reviews? Whenever I'm able to get the sets. I ordered them last night when they were released. We all know big figs boost the price of a set by $20, sadly. All right, so looking at this thing, I remain just baffled by how they're able to get so much in here to fold up and be so easy to access. Like, all of this stuff folds up so simply into the main big ship. You know, I think it's really, really good in that sense. There's a surprising amount of detail inside of this as well. Looks like there's a lot of usable play space. Not a lot of wasted space, and the way that it's laid out when it's fully opened up encourages you to use the space in front of you, or in front of it, you know, closer to you, as additional floor space. It doesn't really define where the floor ends. I think that the layout of this is very good. Lego in USA is way cheaper than in Germany, indeed. Lego's official site, the ship is around 160 pounds. Again, $170 US. Ah, look. The restroom can be used by males, females, and cats. Only if they have mohawks, though. Hope they have personalities based on the original tale. I think they will be definitely inspired by that. No, the boat will not float. Not a chance. Not even a little chance. Reminds me of the Ninja base in the Ninjago movie a bit. Down at the docks. Or are you talking about Destiny's Bounty? Destiny's Bounty itself. Too expensive for non-licensed sets. Doesn't really matter if it's licensed or not, though. Like, it shouldn't matter. Should not matter. It should be about what you're getting. You shouldn't have to pay extra for a license. Lego spreads their licensing fees however they want across their entire product line. Love the secret stud shooter in the front, which was this right here. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not a bad integration of that. I want to see how this looks in person. I don't like the bridge of it. I know what they're going for. You know, these are short haul barges, effectively. More hover horses, indeed. I loved the hover horses. Some of the best things that Nexo-Knights came up with. It's almost the exact same design for the head here. Don't mind it one bit myself. Pigsy's little vehicle is funny. Where's the bridge? This is the bridge. It's outdoors. Like I said, it's a real lightweight thing that's essentially designed as a barge. So this would take something up a river or across a bay, and that's it. Is there a hole in the ship? When it's closed up, I don't think there is. On the underside, I think all of these things will fit together. So it'll close up. It's not like it's going to float. Do we know how reasonably priced these are in China? I don't know. In surrounding countries. Taking into consideration average wages. I don't know. That would be really interesting to find out. Another little mech here. And it has elbows, not knees. Does it have knees? I don't think no, not knees. So, that's something. I kind of like that face. That's a cool face. Different version of the staff. Do you think that maybe, I mean, this is a Monkey Kid mech here. Would have been interesting if he could upgrade and expand all of this into the Monkey King mech. But I think they're going to be completely different. Cat with a mohawk, that is from Lego Movie 2. It's just recolored here. Do I know when the Ninjago sets are coming out? I don't recall offhand. Streams always have like a 10-second delay or something like that. This should be really, really low delay. If you're seeing a really strange delay on screen though, close the app that you're in and reload it. Mohawk Big Fig, yep. Take care, Kermit the Frog. But $170 for this. Okay, here are all the figures together. $170 for this is just such a large number, and it's right up there in the range of like modular buildings that we've gotten not too long ago. The Pigsy set, Pigsy's food truck, is $70 US. Storage head coming, 2x4 brick coming as well. Okay. This is $30 US less than Barracuda Bay. For that. $30 less than Barracuda Bay. And Barracuda Bay is huge. In every way. Huge. It's massive. Or you can turn it into that ship that's like this. This ship is not that size. And with the ship in Barracuda Bay, you have all the interior details like this has. And, okay, this has the interior details as well, but you also have the island. You know, you build the ship from Barracuda Bay in its ship form, you still have the island. This doesn't have the island. This has a little hover horse, has this little thing. It has this tiny little thing, which I didn't really show you that much, you know, which is really tiny. It's like a battle pack add-on little extra thing. And then you have the tiny mech with knees that don't work. Have playsets cost more than vehicles? Yep, typically. Lego really needs to start putting this amount of effort into superhero sets. That would be welcomed. Which theme do I think had a better launch? Hidden Side or Monkey Kid? Monkey Kid. Monkey Kid. Because Hidden Side just left so many questions, I think. I feel like it wasn't marketed well. I feel like with Hidden Side, the team behind it thought that it would sell itself. Because AR. Buy it? Yeah. And it just didn't. They didn't explain it well enough. Is there a leaf coming out of the exhaust? Oh, down here? Yeah, that's probably what that is. It's probably a reference to algae. You know, if there's not a lot of flow here, or if it sits in the dock a lot, then algae might form around that. TV has a sticker of video games. 260 Australian dollars for the set. Do you know a general story plot for this theme yet? Good guys versus bad guys? It's kind of usual thing. Bad guys trying to take over the world with their army of little bad guys, you know? It's what's going to be interesting about the story is how they progress the development of the Monkey Kid himself, as it looks like he's probably going to start out Well, it's possible that he'll start out thinking that he's big stuff, and then he'll kind of get beaten down a bit, and his ego will be brought in check, and then he'll have to build himself back up with the help of his friends. That's kind of a typical direction that they go, and typical flow that they would go. But it's really going to be the development of the Monkey Kid character himself and the interpersonal relationships with his friends. Those are going to be the strongest parts of the story, the most important things, more so than the good guys versus bad guys, basic stuff. So my favorite and least favorite sets of the wave. Take care, Ruben. Thank you for stopping by. Is Monkey Kid actually a monkey? No, I think he's half human. Something like that. Do I like ships better or buildings? I'd have to go with buildings. So my favorite sets, well, you also asked my least favorite set. I can easily answer least favorite set going all the way back to here. This is definitely my least favorite. This is like a year 2 Nexo Knight set to me, which was not good. This is kind of boring to me. I don't see anything about this that's particularly redeeming to me in particular, or just, nah. So many stickers, doesn't look that great. Action features aren't that useful. The figures are just clones. Has the big fig, that's good. My favorite thing here is the barrel design. Simple as that is, that's my favorite thing. Nobody has mentioned an app game attached to this theme. Maybe they finally learned their lesson after almost every other theme outside of Ninjago. I doubt it. These barrels are pretty clever, especially if they have the disc on the other side as well to cover both ends. They might not, but yeah, this is not that great, right? I actually rather like most of this stuff over here, not so much, but most of this set I rather like. It's too easy to say. Yeah, I'm not going to go with this one. If this had a canopy, it would be more interesting to me. It's too easy to say the biggest set is the coolest. But I'm going to have to go with, I like the body of this and the shoulders and the figures. This, with the price, no. Kind of like the front end of it, the overall thought, but the execution of the entire thing, not so much. But it's not at the bottom, and certainly that building and the tuk-tuk are redeeming qualities, redeeming features of this set. I'm gonna go with this, the Monkey King Warrior Mech. It's easy to do. Yeah, it's not the most expensive set, but it's the most glorious. And there isn't any one thing here that I dislike. All I want is another Lord of the Rings series. Do you miss Power Miners? The Power Miners came out during my Dark Ages, so I don't really miss it, but I would like to see it come back. Is it just me, or does it seem like a bad idea to release these when people are least comfortable with China? I think people need to learn to separate politics from people. It's not like, yeah. I think I can safely leave it at that. Hope there is a second wave. I'm sure there will be. They're investing way too much in this to make it a one and done theme. Way too much in this. What will be the time? What timeline will this set? Like, what timeline will this be in? I'm assuming it's like near future. What are the Dark Ages? Oh, Dark Ages. That's a culture is not government, exactly. Dark Ages are when people typically get to a certain age where they think it's not cool to play with toys anymore, and they put all their Lego away and they forget Lego exists, and they live without Lego. And then eventually, once they become adults and they get past all that silliness, then they get back to having fun and they get back into Lego. So that time in between, when a person has no Lego in their life, is widely considered to be, amongst us Lego fans, dark ages. What theme would I like to see return? Yeah, I would go with Power Miners. I think that's a good one to bring back. Another would be just, anything train related, anything cargo related, anything shipping related. That's kind of my favorite stuff. Am I disappointed that there are no small sets? There is a poly bag. I don't have the info for that one, but like a $15 set or something like that, or even a $20 set. The cheapest one, the cheapest set is this, 259 pieces. It's $35. It should have been something cheaper than that. The polybag is not going to be available everywhere. That's for sure. Indian theme, they've barely touched on that in the Adventures sub-theme long ago. Barely touched on Indian culture, and there's tremendous potential there. Absolutely tremendous potential there. What about Galaxy Squad? Galaxy Squad is cool, but maybe a little bit too stylized. I would sooner see a classic space, something like that, like a non-realistic space theme. But they've done enough space stuff, so I'm not really missing that too much. Best part of being an adult is you have money to buy whatever you want. Well, that depends, right? If that happens to be toys, just take your kids with you, and the cashier thinks it's for them when it's really for you. Winning. Miss Vikings and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Space Police should come back. That one, I wouldn't mind that. When you're being silly by considering toys to be silly, Galaxy Squad was best. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know about best. There was an old ninja samurai Japanese theme. Yep. With the ninja castles. It's like a side shoot of the medieval themes. Gen 1 Space Police. I like Gen 1. I think I like Gen 2 better, actually, from the colors and the shapes. I always tell them it's for me. A-Falls! Yeah, see you later. I see you. Turns out the polybag is the $20 set in the Monkey Kid line. Thoughts on Atlantis? A lot of people would like to see Atlantis come back, and there's room for that, but they need to give it a little bit of space since they've got the ocean exploration stuff that's coming out this year. So I think they need some space before they get into a like a made up, a fictional underwater theme again. I want a Russian theme. Why not? Russia. Hey. Pure Russian space, like retro-futuristic Russian space. That would work. Yes, Leonardo, part of the original Journey to the West story involved heading into India to collect a series of scrolls. Very good. They could tie in there, but there's a lot more room to give homage to Indian culture than that, But yeah, there could be some touch points there. Armand, thank you for the super chat right there. Will you review the rumored Diagon Alley direct-to-consumer set with glee? I think Diagon Alley is one of the cooler things to me as a non-Potterhead in the Potter world. Especially if the buildings, the shops, are nicely detailed inside with lots of color for their products. Dr. McBrick loved the Islander sub-theme. Wish that would come back with a pirate refresh. I think today we humans in general are a little bit more cautious about things like that. Cautious about the idea of invading indigenous populations that have not had any contact with the outside world, stuff like that. It's the dangers of that in so many ways. So I don't know how palatable that could be made. Am I excited for the Technic Lamborghini? I'm excited to see it. Not sure if I'll end up getting it. Depends on how complex it is. Marvin R. with the C.S. Lewis quote, "When I became a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up." White Dragon horse bike looks like it should be a 4+ set. I think that's being a little bit mean, don't you? Maybe this part over here, but it does have more pieces than a 4+ set would, smaller details. But this, I think that's going to be an okay build. I personally like this. I even like the quad board there. Maybe a little bit chunky on the underside, but I kind of like it. But the bike and May's outfit, like all that is good to me. And these fins also fold out. Let's see. Clutch power sets would be cool. Like how the Monkey Kid sets use the neon trans neon reddish orange. Technic Supra for Fast and Furious, but they wouldn't do a Mark IV though. They'd do the current one. Russia has been launching U.S. astronauts into space since NASA stopped launching manned rockets. Exactly, the foundation of the U.S. space program is Russia and Russian spacecraft. Aqua Raiders. Quadboard reminds me of Griff's hoverboard in Back to the Future 2. Yep, just a little bit more on the nose with the thruster pods. You know. What do you think of rumors that the castle from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will come out as a Lego set? I don't know about rumors. I don't follow rumors. I spend my time focusing on real stuff as much as possible. I've got too much actual stuff to do, so I just don't have the time to look into that. But if that is true, that's going to make a lot of people happy. Andrew Skinner says, Mark III Supras are my favorite, smoothest running engine of all time. Mine wasn't a turbo. I did drive one turbo, but those engines are just sewing machines. Those inline sixes were amazing, and the active suspension too. It worked so well. Just stiffening up those shocks. You push that button, and you go into a turn, and there's no body roll. Yeah, those were really cool. I like the Mark IIs as well. They're more classic. They're like light duty muscle cars. The way that they drove with their super high profile tires. Take care, Pedro. What is my opinion of Chima? I think it was pretty cool, but I didn't like the show. I didn't like the especially Laval's voice acting. That's what really killed Chima for me. Laval and what was the other? One of the other characters really ruined it for me. Chima is dead to me. Luke Schubert, thank you for stopping in, and thank you for the support, man. Would I like a steampunk theme? I'm not into steampunk that much myself. I would probably rather diesel punk. Would probably be a little bit closer. Eris, yeah, Eris was a little bit annoying sometimes. It was like Eris and Chima was kind of like early Nia. Like they didn't know what to do with her. They didn't know if they wanted to make her like a whiny, outdated trope of the damsel in distress all the time, or they wanted to make her a modern, strong female character in a superhero kind of thing. So they kind of went both ways on it, and I felt like that was annoying, and they went back and forth with both of those characters. Like they just pick one thing or have a gradient of growth. Did see the trailer, yes. Do I think the quality of Lego Star Wars is going down or up? I think the quality of Lego Star Wars designs has mostly gone up consistently since the beginning, but the quality of parts has gone down a little bit. and prints as well. Adam Smith says, I'm so surprised that the bike is the smallest set for this wave. The 10 to 15 euro sets seem to always do well in my experience. Those are definitely a great target for impulse buying. I am 100% in agreement with what you just said. 10 to 15 euro, $10 to $15, something like that. Like, yeah, that's perfect. Those are, if they do good sets that make sense in that size. Lego has consistently done well with those designs, and they seem to sell easily. Maybe they just have very poor margins on those, and that's why they don't make more of those. Will I do a whole video for part miscolors? Maybe someday. Take care, Tyler. Thank you for stopping by. And another ask of, do I think this is a Ninjago killer? I don't think it's a Ninjago killer. I'm waiting to see how the cartoon lands and what its format is going to be. Is it super short form? If it's really short form, that's going to be unfortunate. But if they make it full length, like at least half hour shows, and the story is good, it might start slow, but if the story is generally good, it could start to take a lot of fans away from Ninjago. I feel like Ninjago is floundering a little bit. Take care, Samad. Have I thought about modifying the bull tank? Nope. Not even interested. I have no interest in this. I'd sooner modify. Get there. This. I'd sooner modify the Inferno truck, because there are some things about this that interest me. I like this general design, just kind of at a high level. Let the eyes blur a little bit. There's some things there that are good. Not a fan of 11-minute formats for shows. I agree with you. Anyone know if there are knee joints on those mechs? Not on the big one, that's for sure. The bull one, I don't think so either. Okay, folks. It looks like we've covered most of the stuff. I mostly wanted to come back and just have another look through these to see the major pictures that have a lot more detail, so you can see a lot more of the smaller things about these. Just makes it a lot more real, and to talk about the prices and to confirm that I was completely wrong in being absolutely certain that the prices that were initially listed were wrong, because they seemed so high. But we'll have to see. I'll get these as soon as they're able to arrive. They were ordered yesterday, and these are lies. Very well. Okay, all. So thank you. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Fun as always. Thank you, Sai. Not going to buy these. That's all right. Definitely don't feel like you need to, or like you're being pushed in the direction of anything that you're not interested in. Cool. Very much appreciated. Sorry, Mr. Stalin. Very welcome. Very welcome. And take care, all. Thoughts on Space Police Return? Do it. Take a combination of 2 and 3 and make it better still. I'm behind it. I'm all for it. Have a great day, you too. Good night. And I'll catch y'all later.